All right. What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odum, and every day, Monday through Friday, we get together right here on YouTube. We live stream our process of trying to build a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And of course, that company is Piixel or Piixel Pieces, which is a Webflow template and component library. And yesterday, we were trying to figure out, or we're just about to launch getting iframes, bringing it into our Piixel Pieces to display our components on our website. So that way we could get past this whole issue of Webflow only allowing 150 static pages per web project. So we created a bunch of different projects, had all the components on there, brought them in with an iframe. Everything was looking good, but then we went live and then nothing was working. The iframe wasn't generating, displaying any of the actual content or any of the components on the other Webflow projects. And after looking into it, after I got off the live stream, at first I was thinking it was a problem with the actual JavaScript code, but I'm pretty sure now that the problem isn't with the JavaScript code. It was with the subdomains on webflow.io, because when you have an account, well, actually, I can just kind of show you. Where can I go? Right. So if we go right here, so this component here, it's on a, webflow.io domain or subdomain or whatever. And I'm pretty sure what it is that Webflow does not allow iframes to be used on any website. Like you can't pull in this content in another iframe on another site, cross domain or whatever, just because of whatever, they have something kind of locked or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what the issue is. So no matter what we try to do, it's just not going to work. And the reason why I kind of know this is I kind of put together this little kind of this kind of test where I just put in, this is on the actual live site, where I put in the iframe, the URL, instead of it being the URL to here, I just put it to just another website, which is my website, and then it displays fine. I don't know why it's cool too. I guess just because it doesn't look stupid just because it's in this iframe, but everything works. So I'm just like, okay, well so it's not a question of the JavaScript code. It's just a question of where the iframes are located, or where the content is going to be, that the iframes are going to be displayed. So then I was thinking of, okay, well then maybe what we need to do then is, like if I published all of those web pages, then I should be able to put them into the iframes, no problem. But then I was thinking, well, then I'm going to have to buy like how many different let's take a quick look here. Let's go into our dashboard. So I have like 13 like other Webflow projects here that have all the components. And then I was like, well, then I got to buy domains and buy actual Webflow projects for 14 sites. I'm like, well, that's ridiculous. So I did a couple things. Number one is I actually did contact Webflow, and I should have done this before. Kevin, how you doing? Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Hopefully everything's going well. So yeah, I actually even contacted Webflow just through their sales channel. I haven't received a response yet. If there's any way that they can allow like an enterprise client or what have you to go beyond the 150 static pages. So that's number one. So obviously if I can get a project, maybe it's $100 a month. I don't even know what the cost would be. But then if I can have unlimited or a couple thousand pages, great. I can use that. No problem there. But I haven't heard back from them. So one thing I was doing a little bit of work, just a little bit of Google searching of seeing how we could exceed the limit. And I came across this post here where basically this guy, Chris, is just talking about, what to do if you need more pages. But he's like, if you don't, if you still need more pages, like look into reverse proxies. And then I was like, oh my goodness, that actually sounds like a pretty good idea. So I think what we can do, and I don't know if other people are doing this, but if we set up a bunch of reverse proxies, so that way we can have one URL, and then whenever someone goes to like whatever that URL is, dash navigation or dash header or whatever, just point them to these sites and then display that data onto that web page. We can have everything in that one site. And then what we can do from that site is we can then grab the iframe or grab that content and stick it into the iframe for Piixel Pieces. So I think that'll work. So we're going to give this a try. And then I was looking into Cloudflare and seeing if I could get it set up with Cloudflare. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to like learn more of this stuff. And I didn't really want to get involved into that. So I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But then I came across this. So there's this company or whatever. I don't know if they're pretty new or what have you, but it's called Subfold. So they do reverse proxies for Webflow websites just automatically, I would imagine. Just doing stuff behind the scenes. They're probably using Cloudflare, I would imagine, behind the scenes, but whatever. But so we're gonna give this a try and see what it does. I mean, they have pricing here. Yeah, this like the site is very, very basic, very, very minimal. So I'm assuming these guys are pretty new. But we're gonna see if we can use Subfold and then and basically have this. So for $30 a month, 1,000 page views. I mean, unlimited subfolders. Yeah, we'll see if we can get this to work. So the last thing that we need, and like we're going to need to have basically one domain, which is going to be the domain where all of the components are going to live at. So I think so. So I don't want to just buy some random, I don't want to buy like another URL, like a domain. Maybe I should. Maybe we can try to do it something to have, maybe for search engine stuff, if we can keep it on the same domain. So maybe we can try to put everything on like a subdomain of Piixel. That would be kind of cool. So I think what we can do, or what I'll try to do, is let's create a brand new site. And we'll just call it, what are we going to call it? Let's call it, I don't even know what to call it. Something like this. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what it's called right now. All right, so what we want to do with this site, oops, I don't want to go to the editor. I want to go, stop. I go to the site settings. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger here. So let's see, or we're gonna have to pay for this, which is kind of annoying, but that's, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna have to add a site plan. We don't need a CMS. This is just really, there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't really know what it is right now, but we're just going to try to do this, this way. And if it costs a little bit of extra money, then so be it. So we're just going to do a monthly now just because we're just testing. So let's pay that. Oh my goodness, let's go. Oh, you're making it hard for me to give you money. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we have a plan. So let's see if we can set up a domain. And now we want to do a subdomain. The reason I'm doing this on this for the Piixel.ca website is what I'm going to want to do is everything is going to be off of the Piixel.ca domain. I think that's where I want everything to live off of eventually. So we're going to go like this. And I think that I want to do all of that probably because it's going to be the best for search engine stuff. Okay, hang on a second. I need my password. Right. And paste that in there. So I think what this is just going to do, this is probably going to set up some name records in the DNS. Although I guess I could just get it to show it to me. And I could do it myself, but oh well, we'll go this way. So what we should have is eventually when we go to app.pixel .ca, that'll be this project that we're just starting up now. And then we'll use this thing. Oh, while this is doing, let's start a free trial here. Okay, send a login link. All right. Oh, I just got an email from somebody at Webflow this morning, like literally a minute ago. Let's see what they say. Yes. Hang on a second. All right. Thank you for reaching out to the enterprise team. I understand you are looking for an increase in static pages. Our enterprise offerings go up to 500. I can't even read. Sorry, I know this is really small. I don't know how to increase the font size here. Were you inquiring about a client or your own team? I'm curious. Have you considered using the CMS? And say, yes, I've considered using the CMS. Thank you. Right. Senior Growth Account Executive. All right. Well, there we go. So 500 is the max for Webflow, even on their enterprise plan. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, they're just using an email authentication. Oh, they're still going to want my credit card even though it's free. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Actually, let's hang on just 1 second. Has this thing? Oh, okay, I got another code here. It's going to be lots of signups today for stuff. Okay. While that's doing that, I'm going to head over to here and I'm going to stop sharing just so I can pay for this here. So bear with me for a moment. I'm even like double paranoid and I'm moving it over to my other screen, which is not in OBS, but anyways. Okay. I was just about to say the number out loud, which I usually do sometimes when I'm just typing to make sure I get things right, but that wouldn't be wise on a stream to start spewing my credit card number. Okay. So I got to remember to either cancel this after 7 days or keep it going if it works. I hope this works. Okay. Good. It looks like, oops. Looks like we're good. Okay. Where traffic is forwarded to. So I think we want this, right? All right, hang on. Let's go here. App.pixel is now configured. Let's verify. Did it verify? It's verified. Okay, perfect. So let's go to the designer. And let's do something very simple. Perfect. All right. And we want to publish this to, app.pixel.ca. And hopefully this works. Oh, nothing here. What if I go here? Okay. The pixel is still up, right? Okay, so why is that not? Oh, that's weird. Let me just check my DNS settings here on my domain. Piixel, where are you? All right, manage. Show all records. And what were the records that I needed? Need to go here. Publishing. It is connected. Yeah, make default. It's weird. Why was it not default? Weird. DNS could not be found. There it is right there. App proxy-ssl.webflow.com. And we have the TXT record as well, too. Weird. So, I mean, yeah, it's published there, which, of course, but not here. So I can't be reached. Maybe for now, since this is giving us a little bit of issues, maybe we can just try just like a regular domain. Or I wonder if, instead of trying not to be too fancy. Although this should work, unless it didn't get, I don't see why this shouldn't work. I mean, it says it's connected, so maybe it's just going to take a minute for all the DNS stuff to propagate. I could try a different. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it's just going to take a minute. So look, it's working here on app.pixel.ca. Okay, just calm down. Okay, perfect. So this is awesome. So we have this working now. Let's go. If we refresh this, is it going to go? It's not going to go here. It's just going to take some time there. I don't know. That's fine. So now we have this working, the origin URL. So let's just save this. Please enter a URL. Does it need to be like this? Preview this unique URL for your text testing. I don't know what this should be. Let's just go pixel.subfold.world. All right. Okay. So if I go to preview site, it's previewing hi. Okay. Great. Let's see. So now we want to set up a subfolder, right? So I think, shit, how are we going to do this? Domains, settings, the URL of the main site, subfolders. Okay, I need some documentation here on how to use this thing. Because what is the path? Like, because I think the path blah, 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 blah. Okay, hang on a second. Let's go. Where are we here? Go back to all sites. Go back to here. Let's go here. And we have this home page, and yeah, that's okay. We can just, all right, let's use this because basically, I don't know exactly how this is, but this is kind of the path of what we want to take, but this is where we want to put it. I just need to, there's got to be documentation. Let's go see if we can find documentation here. Subfold.io. Documentation. Okay. Subfolders. Right. Add a subfolder. What does it say? Blog. Destination. Okay. This is, okay, configure the path. This is the relative path where the subfolder will be created. Right. Right. Okay. So then this is going to be dash application UI, right? Configuring the destination. This is the target where the will be routed. But only applies if the subfolder is for another web. Determine the URL. It's recommended to use a custom subdomain. This is the target destination where traffic to the subfolder will be routed. Or it's not where it's to the origin configured by the settings tab. It only applies to this subfolder. If the subfolder is for another Webflow website, which it is, determining which URL to use follows the same principles as configuring the origin URL. It's recommended to use a custom subdomain, but you can also use a Webflow staging URL. I mean, is that this? Okay. Maybe do we need to add our domain to this as well? Maybe this settings, maybe this is just wrong. Please fill out this field. Let's try this. This is because this is going to be the main domain, right? Oh God. So if I'm using that, maybe I didn't need that page on Webflow to begin with. Oh God, I don't know. Okay, I got, maybe there's a way we can test this without using the primary domain first. Using a Webflow staging URL. Right. Oh God, their documentation is just not very clear, or I'm just not understanding exactly how it works. How host multiple Webflow projects on a single domain. Requires you to connect your domain name to its servers by creating DNS records. Yeah. You'll need to remove the Webflow DNS record, replace them with a subfold. Okay, that's fine. Yes, to use subfold, you need to replace your existing Webflow DNS records with subflow DNS. Okay, that's fine. God. It should be the URL to your main Webflow site. And connecting a subdomain. That's what we want. Yeah, that's definitely what we want. But let's say, for this testing's sake, let's do this URL then, I guess. All right, and if we preview the site, it still looks okay. All right. You want to save your configuration. We need to add a subfolder. Application-UI. Configure the destination URL. If you need to rewrite links on the page to include the new. I think, okay, we want this. Whoop. So many things. Link prefix. I don't know, let's save that. You sure you want to save? Yeah, I'm sure I want to save. All right, so if I go to preview site, and then I go to application-UI, it brings this up. So that's perfect. So now if I go here and I type in, what are other ones here? Let's go to, I should put links here actually. Can I intro, let's go to link. We're gonna link to toggle one. Let's say toggle one. Okay, so go back here and refresh. Toggle one. Okay, toggle. Oh, right. So it's not staying in that top, like it's basically going toggle dash toggle one. Yeah, which is actually nothing. But if we go here, I think it's dash. Right. So that, does that mean then I have to have the link prefix as this as well? All right, that's saved successfully. Let's try. Maybe that's, let's refresh that. Yes. Okay. Perfect. And then we should have the same thing for toggle two. All right. And so here is the final test, is if I can use this as an iframe on this site, right? On Piixel Pieces. So let's go to our dashboard. Let's go to Piixel Pieces. Oh, this might be beautiful if this works. Let's go to Piixel Pieces. Let's go to our components. And I think, well, let's actually do toggle because that's what we're on, right? Component demo page. No, we want the iframe URL. So it's pixel.subfold, right? So we save that. All right. And publish. If we go to components, oh no, we want to go to components templates. So if we go to accordion basic, that's where this one has the pixel, but let's go to toggle 1. Oh my God, amazing. It's got this made in Webflow thing. Why is that there? I guess we have to pay for it to get rid of that, which I guess is totally fine. Amazing. And this is live. Well, actually, let's actually look at it on the live site. Oh shit. Piixel subfold refused to connect. So why is that? The content security policy. So they have the same kind of thing. Oh, it's still because of Webflow, I think. Refuse to frame pixel.subfold because an ancestor violates the following content security policy directive. Frame ancestor self, and then it has from the stuff from Webflow. But how does the browser know that it's getting it from Webflow? Because it's going down like, you know, like multiple different, like it's going through a proxy. Oh my goodness. So like that, like it totally works, because then we can create all these new subfolders for all the different new Webflow like projects, right? I guess because what I'm trying to do is, trying to, not have to pay for all the different Webflow projects, but it looks like we just might have to. And we're talking about $18 a month a pop, because for whatever reason, when like the .webflow stuff, it doesn't allow its stuff to be displayed. I think so. So, yeah. And I think even if I have this, if I take this, let's actually update the records here. So I need to remove this one. And then I need to remove this one. Sorry, I'm just updating my records here on my DNS. So let's go. I think let's go here. Yeah, site settings. Oh, well, it's connected here, but that's okay. It's going to be disconnected as soon as I update this information. So add new record. I need a CNAME. All right. And I need another CNAME. There and here. Okay. So that's done. But I guess the question that I have now, well, when I go here, and nothing happens. I basically want this to be app.pixel.ca. And so this might take a while, again, for this domain stuff to propagate. So, but is there anything in here to like move it along? I don't know. Origin URL. Right. I think this one, I have to go like this. Oh, shit. Right. Previewing site. Because the thing is, if I have to, at the end of the day, have to purchase each one of these plans, or hang on a second, I got a million things open here. If I have to purchase, if I go back here, if I have to purchase each one of these accounts to make those pages actually be live, oh, this is going to be really weird too, because I'll have to get different domains for them. Oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass. How am I going to do that? Because I don't know then if I'm going to need to have to do any kind of reverse proxy, because I could just link to whatever this is here. But I think we'll have to do, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Shoot, I was almost positive that this was going to work. But I don't know. It might still. It might still. Let's try this here for a second. No, that's hanging. I might want to give it some time. Shoot. So subfold.io tutorial. Okay. All right. Sorry, we're gonna watch a couple of videos here.
Hi. Today I'm going to show you how to host two Webflow sites on the same domain name using subfolders. And we're going to be achieving this by using a tool called Subfold, which is a no-code reverse proxy. There's a few ways to approach this problem, but Subfold is definitely the easiest and simplest no-code way to set up a reverse proxy. So let's get started. So as you can see here, I have my two Webflow websites. And yeah, currently they have different domain names. This is just the .webflow.io domain name that Webflow provides for us. So to host these...
It's funny, he's playing music and I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is so annoying. But then, of course, when I was doing my videos, I was also listening to music. So now I can totally get it. Like, yeah, it's super annoying.
On the same domain name, you're going to want to head over to subfold.io and click sign up. And once you've signed up, you should find yourself in the dashboard like this. Now, to set up our sites, we need to add something called a rewrite. And in fact, we need to add a rewrite for each of our Webflow sites. So I'm going to click add a rewrite. And the first rewrite we want to set up...
I didn't see this. This seems old.
Often when you're setting up a subfolder, you'll know that...
Yeah, leaving? Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Your main site is where your homepage is and probably most of your content is. And then a subfolder is for something like a blog or a secondary site. So hopefully the distinction is quite clear for what you're trying to set up. So I'm going to come over here to my main Webflow site, copy the URL and paste it in like that.
So we don't have rewrites in Subflow now. It's called, well, I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, this is a little bit more out of date.
And at this point, we can click the preview button to make sure that that's worked. So yeah, we can see that this is now pointing to our main Webflow site. So I'll close that. And now we want to add a rewrite for the second site, but this time we want to add a subfolder. So for the subfolder, we have two options here. We have the path and the URL. The path is effectively the path that we want to host the subfolder on. So I'm going to set this one up on /blog, and I'm going to come over to the Webflow site again and copy the URL and click create. And I'm going to click preview again, so I can see the main site is still working, which is good. But if we go to /blog and enter, you can see that this is now pointing to our blog as well.
Super
now,
cool.
Final step here,
super cool if you want to host a blog on, say, something like Ghost or whatever. I think that's what they're even saying. Or just do all kinds of different things to have different Webflow sites on your same URL. So this is super, super cool and super handy because it's always a big problem trying to maintain one really big website in one Webflow project can get pretty daunting. But if you can break up your project into multiple different, basically Webflow project, that was really, really cool. And then the fact too, like for this, you don't even have to publish these Webflow websites to bring them in if you're using this, like this, this reverse proxy. But I would imagine you might get into trouble with how many different page views or whatever you can have based on whatever your plan is. So that might be an issue, but right. Anyways,
you're doing a Webflow site, and that's for your subfolder, the site that's hosted on the subfolder. You're going to want to go into the Webflow site settings, and under the custom code section, you'll want to set the href prefix to what you set the path for here. So in this instance, we'd want to set the href prefix to /blog, and that will just make sure that all your links still work on the subfolder. So once you've set that up and you've
interesting. href prefix. Let me just take a quick look at that. I'll open this in a new tab here, and let's go to the site settings. Oh, I got so many pages open. I can close that one, close this one. I think it was custom code. That's what I think the guy was saying. Right. Set a prefix for internal page links. Interesting. I think they got away from that, which is why you have, when you're creating a subfolder, you have this link prefix. I think that's what this does here. I think that's the same thing. Okay. So hang on, let's preview this. Are we working yet? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we are working. So we're live here. app.pixel.ca toggle 1. And then toggle 2. Okay, so that is fantastic. But again, let's see if we're going to get denied here. I have a feeling that we probably are going to. Toggle. What do I want? Right. No. I need to go into. Oh, geez. Need to go into the collection components. There we go. Toggle. So app.pixel.application blah blah blah. Right. So let's save this. Oh, so now it's even complaining here big time. Why is it complaining here? Because it's not in the different domain, because this is not like a Webflow, right? I think that's, oh, that's so weird though. So if I go on to this site, I bet you, app.pixel.ca server couldn't be found. Okay, well maybe if I go to here. Maybe this just has, this looks like it, maybe this is just the DNS thing. Oh, I want to fail to load source. Yeah, and it's taking a sweet time here. But again, everything's here. Just taking a really long time to load things. Crazy. Why is it taking so long? That's the one's not going to work. Close that down. Right, so Piixel Pieces.webflow. Right, yeah, so this is the testing one. So it's working in the testing. Oh, wow, it takes so long reading fonts. Can I see? Network. What, it's Google Fonts that's taking so long? Strange. Okay, well, while that's taking its sweet time, how about we go here? And try that on here. Load time 1 minute and 13 seconds. Doesn't it show what took the time? Fonts? That can't be. Request priority. What is going on there? That can't be right. Firefox can't open this page. To protect your security, app.pixel.ca will not allow Firefox to display the page if another site has embedded it. Okay, well, why is that? If you see this error, it's probably because the website is trying to display another website without the consent of its owner. This usually is relative security misconfiguration. To visit a site, that you can open a link, blah, blah, blah. So how do I... Is it a configuration from... Is it like an app.pixel.ca configuration, or is it because of this? Let's try... Oh, whoops. I have a feeling it's this ancestry thing, whatever. All right. Like my gut is telling me that we'll have to pay for a Webflow project to display the actual content and then go from there. So let's open chat. Can you explain this error to me, please? Oops. Content security policy. It's add a layer of security that helps detect and mitigate certain types of attacks, including cross-site scripting. Okay. Certain resources, likely an iframe, is being blocked from loading due to violation of this. Allows framing for any subdomain of Webflow over HTTPS. You need to adjust the frame ancestry directory in your CSP policy. So, yeah. So for whatever reason, I guess somehow, if a site is on a subdomain of webflow.com or webflow.io, that it's going to block that content from being displayed on any iframe or object, embed, whatever. Even if it is going through a proxy, which is kind of interesting. I really don't know enough about this to kind of understand what the hell's going on here. But I would have to go with this on, like this would have to be changed, I would imagine, on the Webflow side, which of course they're not going to do. So because if I inject, say, on this folder, let's add another subfolder, / right? So I want this because this is another Webflow site, right? HTTPS. Oops, that's not how it is. It's unconventionalmindset.com. Right? So if I save this, now I should be able to go to app.pixel.ca/unconventional mindset. And that should bring up the site. At least I would hope so. Oh my goodness, everything loads so slow. App dot. It's like super slow. Oh my goodness. Performer, okay, reload. Like, this is like ridiculously slow. But anyways, so this is working supposedly. So let's just take this and let's just assume this is, like if I went here, if I just assumed this article's link would be a component page, right? And we would simply go here, right, on toggle as an example, and we will stick this URL in here. We'd save that, and we'd publish it. Except it's taking forever to load. So obviously this wouldn't work. If this is going to take this long for every page to load, then this tool is just not right. And I don't know if it's because the DNS stuff just takes a while to propagate, or if it's something to do with how this company or this product sets up the reverse proxy. I'm not sure. Rolando, welcome to the stream. Yes, happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone. But it's still early. We still have lots of work to do before the weekend. Welcome, welcome. Dev, hello. Welcome, welcome. How you doing today? Good to see you here. All right. So, like this one is just what it just failed to load. It's not loading. And then this is it here, right? So it's here, it's working. It's just being obviously super, super slow. But let's publish this. I published this. So now let's see component toggle one. So this should bring up the unconventional mindset here, which it's not. It's still not bringing it up here in the iframe. Why is it not? In Madrid, it's already 3 p.m. So yeah, that's true. Somewhere in the world, it is happy hour. Absolutely. Are you in Madrid right now? So why? Yeah. Shit. So why is this not going in? I got an error here, but that shouldn't cause any issues. Well, what the hell? Let's take a look at this. Iframe height. Iframe URL. I mean, that code looks fine to me. what exactly is going on here. Where's the iframe? There's no height. The site can't be reached. Yeah, this is what is going on. I think maybe. I just wonder if it's just a DNS thing. It's just going to take a while. Because yeah, this thing just. Yeah, so it's loaded. Oh God. Yeah, no, it's just to say a city where it was already past 12. Oh, you're going to Vancouver in July. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Canada. Far away from where I am. Geez, you're probably closer to me where you are now than Vancouver is. Vancouver's far from me. In fact, I think you can't get two cities further apart, like Halifax and Vancouver. But enjoy your time. Stay away from all. There's just be careful in certain areas of Vancouver. I guess I'll leave it at that. There's some places that you definitely want to avoid. Big drug problem in Vancouver. But there's also some really nice places as well too. Maybe you catch a hockey game. Oh, you said you're going in July, so that's not. Maybe Vancouver will still be playing in July, hockey in July. I wonder, can you guys hit this website? I'll throw it in the chat here. But are you getting anywhere with this? And like, is it just taking forever to load? Like again, it could just be a propagation thing with the DNS. That's what I'm hoping for, anyways. Because I don't know why this isn't. Like, this should be going in, no problem. Let's try it again here. There we go. So now we're working. So this is working. So that's good. It must be just a DNS thing. Okay. So this is what I think we're going to have to do. I think. Hang on. Let me think. So this works because it's from a Webflow project that is live. So Webflow, they're not blocking us from being able to use that within iframes, right? So that's point number one. So that means in order to have all of the components go to here, like app.pixel.ca/ whatever the component is, we are going to have to, where are we going to have to go? We're going to have to go to here and make sure that all of these are actually published on an actual Webflow project. And with that being said, every project is going to cost, like if I just go to the actual, can I go to site settings here? It looks good and it's loading fast for you. Okay, that's good. That's really good. What page did I give you? The app.pixel. Yeah. What about one more page if you can try loading it up just to see how that works for you. It's basically this page / toggle 1. Yeah, so I'm not getting anything here, but it's working here. Yeah. Could you please try this website as well, or this link? So obviously, because that link is just what the iframe is, just the first link that you just tested out there, Rolando. So yeah, and hopefully it loads fast. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, we're going to have to buy a project for each of these ones, which if we look at the plans, we don't need a CMS plan. Yeah, it's $14 a month. So for every 150 components, we are going to need $14. Yeah, so it took a minimal of time to load, but it did load relatively quickly. Did you see? Did you run the network tab to see how long it actually took to load? I guess I mean I could test that stuff later. But thank you for checking. So it is loading. Okay. Right. Okay. So right now we have 100 components, so we can make do with just one Webflow project. And we're going to have to, this is the thing too, is we want to have proper URLs. That's where it's going to be a little bit tricky. Actually, I think we're going to be okay. Right. Because each Webflow project has to have its own path. And so we have, if we just go back to all sites. Right, because if I have like that, this URL doesn't really matter. It's the URL in the subfolders. In fact, it doesn't all really matter because it's all just going to be going into the collection. Right. Okay, yeah, that's like ridiculously unacceptable, but what else can you do? 1.4 seconds. And that's probably, yeah, I guess it's probably the iframe stuff. Maybe we can see about, I don't know if there's any way that could be done faster. I'm not sure. Right, so I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what the URL is because every project is going to have its own complete different. Well, I could even just host it on a subdomain, which is fine. So I can have different subdomains. So I don't have to buy a new domain for each project. And that'll just be some tag like this will be like application.pixel.ca. Or, application 1 or application 2 because there might be multiple of them because there might be more than one project. If I always go more than, like, say, 150 components per category. Yeah, okay, I think this is going to work. Sorry, I know I'm rambling here, but I think I have this kind of straight in my head. It's just going to cost more money, which is kind of what sucks. 1.4 seconds is taking you 1 megabyte per speed, but still, it shouldn't take that long to load a page. I think that's way too long. I think a page should just load in like a fraction of a second. But hey, let's see. Go network here and let's go with accordion. Okay. Or is it accordion 1? No, what's my accordion? Oh, accordion basic, maybe that's it. Accordion basic 1. Okay, there we go. How long did that take? 1.59 seconds. Yeah, that's a long time. But what is taking... Oh, typekit is taking a while. Piixel Pieces account recording basic. Oh, geez, what the hell? Mix panel stuff. Oh, having troubles connecting to Piixel. Well, that's not good. What's going on here? Ah, shit. Now this site is down too. Do I have images uploaded with WebP? No, I don't. So that's probably why. Or it's probably one of another reasons why. Although on that page you went to, there was no images. Shit. So now Piixel is down. Why is Piixel down? Did I... Oh, God. Probably has something to do with all the subdomain stuff that I'm messing around with. I just detected a serious problem. When I click on an element, it opens the unconventional page within the iframe. Yeah, this whole unconventional, it's all just like a complete, like a test. Just testing to see if I'm having any issues bringing in an iframe from another domain using this subfolders reverse proxy thing. So there's not going to be like any clicking and stuff. Yeah, it's going to like, that's not going to be a thing. So I don't think I should need to worry about that. When I click on the element, it opens the unconventional page within the iframe. Like when you click on the element though, I guess my question is, what are you actually clicking on? Like when you clicked on, oh, where are we? Oh yeah, that's taking a long time. Like when you clicked in here, yeah, because this is an iframe, so it's like actually like loadable, which we don't want. Because again, this is just going to be to display an actual component. That took 16 seconds to load. That's crazy. Okay. So I have a problem with my domain here. Oh, so did I delete that? What the hell? I must have. Let's add that back. Oh, and I also have this other, what the hell? How did that get there? App. Let's try to. Let's delete that record. I think I was having some issues with the DNS setup. I had multiple records pointing to the same thing. That could be what's causing some issues. Okay. Let's check this status. Come on. Oh, there we are. Have you analyzed just connecting an external database with Webflow and thus extracting only the image and the JSON from the copy? Well, the thing is what I want to do. So, yeah, how do we connect internal database and just the image and the JSON? So, yeah, it is expensive. I mean, but if initially, like every time I do 100, I have to pay an extra $14 or 150 components. So, you know, once I get to 500 components, then I'm paying $60 extra a month to host those components. But if I'm getting 1 or 2 new customers from that, then it's the cost of business, not that big of a deal at the grand scheme of things. So I'm not too worried about the price. But I think to answer your question about using external database, the thing of what we want to do and what I want to have is when someone is actually on Piixel Pieces. Oh shit! Okay, Piixel Pieces. Get back there. When someone is on here and they're clicking on view because they want to look at the component, this is kind of a bad example. Right here, I want them to actually be able to engage with the component to see what it's like, right? So if this was just an image, it wouldn't work because they couldn't see like, hey, look, this is how the drop down actually works, right? So we want users to be able to engage with the product. So that's why I don't want to put this as just like an image. And basically when you're here, like these are images when you're just perusing all of the components. So those are images, and all the code here for the copy, that is in the database. So that's fine. But it's just the trick. Again, it's just this stupid thing of trying to get all these components to display when you go to view and seeing them and bringing this up in an iframe. It could even be that we don't even do it in an iframe, but we can have this like product / component / pricing. Like I can create this as another product and bring that in to like using these subfolders, right? So I can have -product -application UI, and those will be individual Webflow projects as well. That might enable us to do that, but then to not have to, what am I thinking? To not have to pay, right? Because it's not an iframe. It's actually literally just bringing in the information from another page. So if we did that, that could work. But then the problem there becomes, then you're managing how it's displayed on multiple different projects. So right now, if we go to, hang on, I'm doing lots of things at once. Let's check this status. It's not resolving just yet. It's there. Maybe let's refresh this for a second. Okay, now it's connected, so we should have Piixel Pieces back up. Or Piixel, which we don't. Ugh. Let's check here. Still not up. Okay, we'll worry about that in a second. Okay, so what was I talking about? I want to go... Let's go back here. I want to go to Piixel Pieces. So if I created multiple projects, like this one, so hang on, let this thing load here. So right now, all the components are generated through this collection, right? So this whole heading section here, where there's this embed code, there's all of this stuff that's drawn in from the database. So I would have to recreate this on each of the new projects that I would create. And that's fine, but then the problem is if I ever update any of these components, or like any of these, like the button, if it changes, I have to change them on multiple different projects. And that's where things can get out of sync. So I'm not too keen on that, on using a reverse proxy to have multiple projects to just host up and serve out these Webflow components, just so people can interact with them. I still think using iframes is probably going to be the best way to go. Okay. So Rolando, you could create a different custom content type for each category, hero, FAQ. So you would have 150 posts per category. Doesn't that temporarily solve your problem? Different custom content type. Custom content type. So I think no, I don't know if I'm confused here on this one. So in terms of the collection, like for your collections for the CMS, we can have up to 10,000 collections or items in the database. So it's basically like a database. You can have up to 10,000 records, or maybe it's even 20,000. I don't know what the limit is. So that custom content, that's fine. That's not the issue. It's the static pages. When you want to create a static page, because each one of these products is in a static page, like I go to this accordion basic page, this is a static page. And that's where I make this like the component. It's just built in here. So that's where it doesn't matter how many custom things or whatever we do. We're still limited to that. And we can't create these components within the database, because when you have like a template for a CMS collection, like it has to stay. These are empty. Like if I look at this components, like whatever you do for one component, it's like that for all of them. So like this button, it's displayed for all of them. So we can't just in here design 1,000 different components using this method. It just won't work. Yeah. Okay, so that's working, but Piixel is not loading up. And if I go to articles, yeah, it's just taking forever to load. Pixel.ca is still down. That's annoying. Jesus, it even took the homepage 1.6 seconds to load. Huh? Maybe I'm thinking pages load faster than they than they are. Okay. So bottom line. Okay, hang on. Stop looking at myself here. Yeah, we're working just fine when we're on staging. Okay, what do we do? What do we do here? I think... okay, I don't understand Webflow. It seems to me that it overcomplicates things. It doesn't seem like a platform for blog or e-commerce. Yeah, again, I don't know if I'm just not understanding exactly what it is that you're saying or asking. So it could just be, not being able to have like an actual conversation and sitting down. But yeah, I think Webflow does overcomplicate things for certain things, because it's limiting how many static pages you can have and all that kind of jazz. So that is a problem. And yeah, again, it's when you're trying to pick a tool, it's what's the best tool for the job that you're trying to accomplish. Obviously, I'm trying to build Webflow components, so I kind of need to use Webflow. So there's no really real way to go around that. But yeah, I'm trying to understand how we can use Webflow for mastering these projects. Using this reverse proxy, I think, is a really good solution, and I've seen people online that are using it quite a bit. And so that's really good for bringing multiple Webflow sites together. But if you wanted just a simple blog, if you look at this unconventional mindset, this is a Webflow project that I had going on, where I'm just publishing my articles. So super easy, super smooth to using that if you just want to have a blog. And if you want e-commerce, Webflow does have e-commerce functionality. I've never used it before. If I was to make an e-commerce site, I highly doubt that I would use Webflow. I would probably use Shopify or something completely different. just because they're not really the e-commerce game. Unless, yeah, I don't even know what. Yeah, I don't think I would use it. So no, I understood perfectly, but I don't understand why you can't just grab the data dynamically. So I think what you're saying is grab the data dynamically, as in grab the data to display the actual, like the page, right? So I think what you mean is, and I've been thinking about this as well too. So within each component, let's go into the database here. Right, so like what the hell just happened? So each one of these components, there's this JSON code here, which is the code for that component. Ideally, I agree, it would be great if I can just take this information and generate that static page or that dynamic page on here toggle. And instead of sticking an iframe in, stick in that code. But it doesn't work that way because of it has to copy and paste the code into like whatever this stuff is called here, that generates the code, right? Because if I copied and paste it in here, yeah, it would work, but you can't do that dynamically, which is really, it is super annoying. But I get it too, but just because of how it works. I don't know. And that's the thing too, like if you're using WordPress or some other platform where you have 100% control, of course you can do a whole, like everything, because you have the server, and then you have whatever the code is, like you have access to everything. Like within Webflow, we have no access to the server. We have access to nothing. We just have the interface to interact with whatever Webflow gives us, right? So we're kind of stuck with we're stuck with what we have. But I think what we're going to do, and I think this is going to work. I just want to wait for Piixel to fire back up here. Because I need this site to be up and running. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these sites that I built. I'm going to consolidate them because this is too many sites, because I'm not going to pay for all of these sites, because even this one only has like one page, right? So I'm going to put this on a domain or a subdomain, whatever. I'm going to purchase this as a project, and then I'm going to redirect that into a folder. So it's going to be, maybe it's just going to be like components or whatever. And then it's just going to have that destination is going to be, app.pixel, whatever it's going to be. And then I'm going to use that new URL that's going to be on whatever this subfolder is going to be. And then I'm going to use that iframe to put it into here. That should work. Isn't there a code plugin or something that converts JSON to HTML in Webflow? Not that I know of. But it's not even that it converts it to HTML. Like it's more than just converting to HTML, because it's got all the different Webflow syntax or properties or whatever. So I don't think it's just something that you can easily just. I'm sure somebody could like reverse engineer it, I would imagine, to figure out how to display it. But why would someone take the time to try to figure out how to do that? I don't think there would be any money involved in that, in making a product like that. Although maybe I would pay for it. Yeah, it would be cool. And also then where would you run that script? Like where would you have to put that? It would have to be some kind of JavaScript that would be working on the fly. Because again, Webflow is pretty finicky with what you can actually run on their servers. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So I definitely need to get, maybe because I'm having issues with Piixel, maybe I should just purchase another domain like pixelcomponents.com or something like that. And then I could use that as the main domain for this. And then with each project, I'll just use that as like a subdomain. I think I might do something like that. Right, let me check my DNS again. Okay, let's refresh. Show my records. Sorry, I don't know if I don't think I want to start showing off all the stuff that I have in my DNS just because there's quite a few things that are going on. I don't think it's would be right for me to show it. CNAME records, www. It's proxy-ssl.webflow.com. I have the txt record, but I also have the app going to cname.subfold.world, so that's fine. It might just take time. I think it might just take time. I guess I'm okay with Piixel being down for a little bit. But if it's down for much longer, I think I'm going to have to just wipe everything that I did. And yeah, because that's still working. Yeah, that one's still working. Weird. I don't think those CNAME records, they shouldn't conflict. I should be able to run a subdomain from pointed at one place and then run the main domain, www, to another thing completely. I should be able to do that. I don't see why they both can't coexist at the same time. Okay. Shoot. All right. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let me make some notes here. Okay, so 1. Okay, 2. So we are going to have to purchase. You know what we did do? We actually did buy. What did we buy? We did just buy a site now. So maybe let's use that one as a test. Oh, sorry. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Right. So I just bought this. So let's just try this on as a test. So instead of, what do we want to do here? Okay, we need to close down a whole bunch of stuff here. I got too much going on here. Keep that open. Close this. Close this. Close this. Close this. Close this. And in fact, close that. I'm going to close everything. Let's go to pixelpieces.com. And let's go to our toggle. I've been using that one, so let's try that one. So let's copy this, and we're going to paste it here. And we're actually, let's create a new page. We'll call this toggle 2. And create that new page. And we'll copy this here. And we'll paste it. Okay, so that's toggle 2. So let's get this on just a fake domain. So I have domains. So let's go in here. Let's, what domain? Do I have a domain that's not active right now? I do. All right. So let's try this one. Okay. We're going to go to site settings. We're going to go to publishing. Okay, let's remove this. We need to remove this completely. Remove this domain. Shit, I'm doing too many things. Something went wrong. Okay, there's nothing here. Okay, so I have a domain here, project365.tv. So we're going to use this one as a test because there's nothing on this domain right now. So we're going to add a subdomain to it though. And can I, instead of it doing it this way, can I manually add a domain? Wait, what the hell? What are these options? Quick connect. Well, it's kind of cool that it has this quick connect stuff though. Which way do you want to do it? Let's do a quick connect. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. And then, so we'll do this one as, we'll just call it, we'll just call it UI at, what did I say? Project365.tv. We'll continue. Configure your domain manually by adding these records. Yep, I could do that. Okay, so we have it right here. Well, let's see. Copy the records. CNAME. Obviously it's UI. And then we're going to add another record. And then copy that. So if we have that, we put that all in here. So we're going to save these changes. Perfect. So those are our new records. So the reason why I'm using a subdomain is because for the other Webflow projects, we want to have them have the same like subdomain. So that way, well, why do we want that? Why do we want that? Does it matter? Does it matter? Oh, we might not even need, if we do, okay, hang on a second. All right, we've added it. Let's go done. All right, done. Okay, verify. Might take a while. Hopefully it goes quick. Boom. All right, verified. Beautiful. So let's go back to the designer. Hang on a second. Let's see what we can come up with here. See what we can do. All right. So we have toggle 2. Anyways, let's publish this. All right. So this should be, oh, right. It just takes its sweet time. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's try here. Yeah, so it's going fine here on Firefox. Just taking a while on Brave here. But so we have this one. If we copy this and we go into our, let's go into our main Webflow project. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Where are we? Piixel Pieces, right here. Components. And, oh. Right. Toggle, this was toggle 2. Oh, iframe. Oh, right, iframe height. Right. Whatever. Let's give it height, and we'll hit save. Great. And we'll publish this one. There it goes. We might not even need the subfolder stuff. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I think I know why I think I want it. I think I know why I think I want it. Toggle 2. Here we go. And then this, I'm almost positive this is going to work. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be in. Okay, yeah. So perfect. So that's, and it actually functions. So that's perfect. And that loaded super, super fast. So that was cool. So, right. So we can create as many of these. Whoops, what did I just do? As many of these sub, sites as we want. I think the reason why I wanted to have it all going through this, like this reverse proxy, is so that the URLs are always going to be consistent in what I'm actually calling in the iframe, right? So like this is ui.project.365, but if I'm calling an iframe and I want to call it, say like, app.pixel.ca, that everything kind of goes through there. And why would that be important for SEO stuff? Right, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But that's not that big of a deal. Right. Yeah, so what if, okay, let's just try this here for the subfolder stuff. So let's go back here. Right. So I want, app.pixel.ca. Oh, do we want that? Yeah, I think, do we still want to try that? That's still not working though. App.pixel.ca. That's not going to go anywhere. The origin URL. I'm just trying to think now of what would be the best domain to put everything under. I think I'm really splitting hairs here because this stuff isn't terribly important. Because again, what I need is to have just a good URL to put in here with the iframe, this iframe URL. Like that's it. So what this subdomain is not really that critical. So maybe I can just forgo this right now and just focus on creating these different projects. At the start, I guess I'll only need one project, but then I might need to create another once I start moving on, right? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And then I won't worry about this subfolder nonsense right now. Because that's more, I think this is, I'm just trying to think if there's an actual really good reason to do this reverse proxy, or I'll just simply go with multiple different Webflow projects and just link them in the database through different URLs. I mean, I guess it would be really cool if I did this frame URL. Like I could do it, I could generate things dynamically. That might be kind of neat where I'm creating a project, or sorry, in the CMS, I create a component. And instead of having to cut and paste the URL, what I can do instead is I can actually have like in the actual component page right here, instead of doing this, you can have something where it's, HTTPS, app.pixel.ca/component and then slash what the actual component name is. You know what I mean? So that way everything is consistent and it's always going to be the same. So that's where I think practically or programmatically, it might make more sense to do something like that. That's what I'm thinking anyways. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably, or maybe we'll do this together over next week. I don't know because I have some other stuff that I want to do over the weekend. But so what we're going to do is we're going to create one new project, or we already have it here. So we're paying for this one. So we're going to transfer all the components from Piixel Pieces, which is right here. Well, we already did it too when we have all of the other new component projects that we already created. So we're just going to transfer, all of these components. Loading up. Again, we're going to transfer them all into one project. So we'll have all the different pages for all the different components. And then we'll publish them to a domain. And then we're going to load them into Piixel Pieces. Then at least we'll be good to go moving forward to creating more components and move on with marketing. Going on to doing the things that are a little bit more important now. As I always said, what's going to help me make more money, as opposed to worrying about what should the URL of the subdomain be, which doesn't really matter because no one's going to see that unless people actually go in and look at the code. And not very many people are going to do that, except for like me. So that's what we're going to do. So we're in a good space. So it's just taking a little bit more time to figure out how to do this, but we're there. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll do. And then on Monday, we're going to be good to go. And then we're going to finish it all off. And then we're going to start figuring out more of our marketing stuff. So that's what we're going to do. This weekend, I do have other things that I want to take over this weekend because there was a really cool project that I wanted to unveil with you guys on Monday. But I don't know if it's going to be ready on Monday. I hope so. If not, it's going to be sometime next week for sure. I'll definitely keep you posted. Super excited and pumped about that. But I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so much for working. Rolando, thank you so much for your tips and your help going through, just checking out the URLs and all that kind of stuff. I really, really appreciate it. Although that being said, is Piixel still down? It's still down. I think I'm going to have to just delete some of those records because it should not be down by now. I don't know why it's still down. It should be up by now. It doesn't take the domains that long to propagate. I mean, sometimes they say it does, but this is quite long. Anyways, that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate all the support, subscribers and likes and everything. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate that so much. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. It's Pizza Friday. Have some good pizza, maybe a couple beers or some tequila, whatever suits your fancy. And we'll see you back here bright and early on Monday. Well, maybe not bright and early, but maybe it'll be bright and early depending on what time it is for you. But we'll see you on Monday, guys. Have a good weekend.